You know, the one thing about vlogging that feels very fake to me, it's not the setting up of the camera, then doing the shot, then going back and doing it over again. No, it's not really that. I don't mind that. The thing is, the real problem is putting on clothes. Because if you guys were not here, I would not be wearing pants. A few years ago, I realized no one was making anything that spoke to me. So I started documenting the unremarkable life of a single dad. The ups, the downs, all of it. And somewhere along the way, I learned to romanticize my life. I'm not a runner, but I've been running a lot lately. And it reminds me of the last time I really quit something. I was in 7th grade, just got to a new school. I'd been there for maybe a week, so I didn't really know anybody. Somebody's like, hey man, you want to be our runner for the 100-meter dash on field day? So I'd never run track. So first of all, I didn't realize how far 100 meters was because, wow, like it doesn't really seem that far until you're running it. It started out close, but within a few seconds, it was clear that I was the only person who was not an actual track runner in this race. Before long, I was just way behind the pack. So I quit. I stopped running and I started walking. And I remember looking over at my team. You know, they were sad that I was losing. You know, they kept trying to cheer me on. But once they saw me start walking, they got kind of disappointed. I've already lost. There's no way I'm going to come back. And I don't know. I think I was like trying to play it cool. Like, well, if I'm already losing, I don't want to look like I'm trying. Like, it was okay to lose. Like, it was okay to give it your all. But to not want to try because I was going to fail publicly, that really stuck with me. Like, what is that? That feeling of people can see me, like feeling naked, just in a room full of probably strangers, yet still wondering like how I can look cool.
You're walking around all day and you're choosing and categorizing what to love and what not to love. Too much work. Just love everything.
Who knew my boring life would be so beautiful? I certainly didn't. But now I see everything so clearly. It's one thing for your kid to be failing, but it's another thing entirely to feel like it's your fault. The last couple of years before we moved was like real tough. He probably went to 3 schools in less than a year and a half, and I feel very responsible for that. Having your parents splitting up, moving to a new address, new school, new friends, new teachers, like that's a lot, man. It's gonna take a toll on you. And so for the last 2 consecutive years, he has been like this close to not passing. I don't know, I just think the different households and the different structures just wasn't great. Like, I am pretty strict, you know, a little bit not fun. Elsewhere is different. As a kid, I always needed to be pushed. I would need that positive affirmation. I need someone to tell me that they know I can do the material, that they believe in me. And sometimes just hearing it would like trigger in my brain that like, oh, it's not so hard, or at least I'm gonna work harder to figure it out. Or at least that's what I thought until we got to parent-teacher conference and they said, if he doesn't pass the state testing in a month, he's probably not going to be able to participate in field day because he's going to have to retest, but also because his performance had been so sporadic that she did not think it would be a good idea for him to move forward. Now that he's with me, I don't have to come up with a co-parenting calendar or a shared schedule or a parenting plan. We're doing this thing my way. Inevitably, you're going to be cruising down the road of life and something's going to happen. The hard part is romanticizing the chapters we'd rather skip. But if you only focus on the good, you're not romanticizing, you're editing. After you have a long day's work and you have a 45-minute drive home, you're stuck on the side of the road changing a tire, just wishing you could fast forward to the part where you're in bed. In that moment, you can't. I know you've heard the saying that everyone wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. You want the montage, you want the celebration, but nobody wants to show the struggle. It's not forever. It's only temporary. Eventually, you will get back on the road. It might not be when you plan, but I find it's almost always right on time. I remember very clearly early on doing a video where I cried, and I never said I wanted to cry in one of my videos. I always thought that was so corny. I always thought, like, who does that? Like, you put yourself online and then you set up a camera to cry. And it's probably one of my biggest regrets when it comes to this project. I edited. It felt like, well, if you keep everything that happens right up until you cry, then that's just going to make it too long. When I watch it back and when I was editing, I realized it changed the meaning. Like, it felt forced. It felt fake because you didn't see the whole thing develop. And as a story, like as something that if I'm going to publish, I should publish the whole thing. Don't publish the video, or publish the video, but don't edit yourself in order to meet what you think is acceptable. You got to just say it. And if you don't feel comfortable doing that, that's fine too. Like, just don't bother. It's very, very obvious when you look at that footage who you are. To not talk about the lows just seems a little dishonest. When I was at my lowest, the worst feeling was being alone, because I knew I wasn't, but just so many people around me who just acted like, nope, you're the only one. The feeling of like being seen and not being alone is what helped me to move forward. If it weren't for that, then I'd probably still be where I was all those years ago. Were you already running the dishwasher? Well, I don't want you to run it until it's full.
It was full.
Oh, okay. Well, then you can empty that out again. Good job. Yeah, that's why. Because you're getting older and I'm giving you more responsibility lately, and you've been handling it pretty well. And I think that deserves a reward. And as I continue to put more things on you, I'm going to ask you to do more. So, and you've been taking care of business while I've been at work, so thank you. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Love you, Dad.
We'll tackle these grades and get that up, and then we can get back to having fun.
Took quite a fall, didn't we, Master Bruce? And why do we fall, Bruce? So we can learn to pick ourselves up.
So, there you go.
You spend the first part of their life solving their problems. And the second part, just watching. Seeing the ones you've raised need you a little bit less every single day is its own reward.
Good job, dude. Keep going. Yes.
We
just got back from Ninja Warrior practice. I'm exhausted. I work until 4 o'clock this morning.
If you were planning to use your hands for any other activities you have the day, I reckon canceling that class.
This whole idea that you let your kids do whatever they want all the time, like, nah, that's not how it works over here. I'm definitely going to take under advisement what he's asking for, but I also realize that if I don't push him, then no one else is. Like, no one's going to make you work hard if you don't want to work hard. Most people are going to be like, great. Yeah, I'm okay being the enemy in that case, where I push you to do a sport you don't want to do, or make you stay up and study, or make you work on that project a little bit longer. Like, everybody needs a coach in their life. Otherwise, you'll probably just learn to quit. It's definitely one of the things that I wish I had in my life.
A lot of dudes spend so much time trying to be cool, trying to prove themselves, that they do things that they don't enjoy just to fit in. It's going to be real hard to romanticize your life if you're ashamed to embrace the life that you live. If your makeup gets messed up, you talk to the girls in your class and you say, hey, can you fix my makeup for me?
I never take a day off, work around the clock, my engineer getting paid off. Rock like Ace up, like the weed and take off. So high I cannot see, 8 off. Now I got these rappers all breaking up a sweat. Cause every time I get up on the mic I come correct. And I learned it from the best, always dressing something fresh. Looking for a little dime, big button, nice chest. Yes, they heard I used to rock Guess, but now I'm rocking clothes that ain't in the stores yet. Travel back in time, I'm in a vortex, trying to make it work out, think I need more reps. Used to take a bus, now the boy board jets. Cause kids got me busting like a fucking hornet. They say I got next, tell them that I got now. It's all Disney, boy, my family proud. Make them say L, make them say O. The hoes that tell me yes, the same ones that tell you no. Whoa, I ain't just an average Joe, way above the average flow. Boy, my life is most dope. No matter where life takes me, find me with a smile. Pursuit to be happy, don't be laughing like a child. I never thought life would be this sweet. It got me cheesing from cheek to cheek, yeah. And I ain't getting away for nothing, cause that just ain't my
It's really nice. I think one of the biggest rewards as a parent is getting to see your child have experiences that you didn't have. I know moving here has been a huge adjustment. You know, you feel guilty about it for a while, and then you hope eventually they find something that they enjoy about the location, that they make new friends, and then they start to feel like they fit in a little bit more. I think we're finally starting to get there. We just take stuff for granted. Like, he only knows this life. He only knows having his dad there, always trying to make stuff happen for him. He only knows a world where he's had birthday parties and been encouraged to do things. But what I am always pushing in my child are obviously things that I didn't have. There's always more. There's always someone else who has something that we want. And then we just forget, like, you could just not have that. Like, that's an option. Even the safety and security of being able to walk around a neighborhood and just having all these parents and caregivers out there with the children enjoying the day, and that little bit of independence to just slowly start to let my son drift off and kind of go hang with his friends. It's like, it's so small, but these are the things that we just don't really focus on in the moment. We're always looking for some big thing, some big goal, some big job. Like, it's always got to be big. But it's truly the little things that really move the needle. But that's how I know that these moments are special, because when I didn't experience them, I definitely felt like I was missing out. You know, it's the little things in life. If we don't romanticize them, then who else will?
The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life.
So I've been thinking about this idea of learning to fight. What it really refers to is when life gets challenging, fighting when things are like when you face adversity, which I think is different from being tough.
They don't mean T-O-U-G-H tough. They mean T-U-F-F tough. For Halloween, everyone was saying I was tough in my costume.
Oh, like cool.
Basically, yeah.
You are gonna face adversity. And some people can handle more than others. Some people, the first little challenge and they're out. They're just like, nope, this isn't for me. And then others, they can hang in there a little bit longer. I feel like you do need to be flexible. I think when you try to be extremely rigid, you can't handle any adversity, because once things don't go exactly the way you want them to go, you can't handle it. The only consistent thing in life that I've seen is change. And if you're not prepared for it, you break.
How many tests did you take? Oh, you took all of them today. What time did they take you out of class? What time did you leave class?
I missed the entire 5th period.
Huh. Who else was in there with you? Anybody you know?
21 people.
21 people in the whole grade?
Yeah.
Is there another testing date?
I don't know. Not yet. But only 21 people. Most of it were in my class that I got moved to. Like, most of the people.
So you think the class you got moved to is the gifted class?
Do you remember 1 year ago? Do you remember this? Sitting in the assembly, and you walked out, and I said, "What's wrong?" And you said, "I didn't get any awards." Do you remember this? And I said, "But you have your medals from sports." And you're like, "I don't care about that." And what did I say? What did I say for you to do?
Work way harder next year.
And when do you have to start working hard next year? Right away. So this says you got honor roll first semester and second semester for the whole year after last year barely passing your tests. What did you learn over the last 12 months about what it takes to do well in school?
Well, as far as you have to believe in yourself. Very important one. And also, you need to believe in the people who push you to do it. You.
I didn't do it, you did it. On Halloween, one of his friends let him borrow their boxing gloves. But after a comeback like this, I don't think he needs them. You know, he was given those boxing gloves when everything started to get real tough. I don't know how he's so strong. I don't know how he appears so resilient. But like, he's kept his grades up. His behavior's been excellent. Like, I've just been really, really, really proud. Like, I had seen the tension on his face. I had seen where the nights were getting a little bit longer, and it was taking a little bit, you know, it was taking extra 10, 15 minutes every night to, you know, like, talk him down and, you know, offer some solace and make him feel comfortable. But last night, he was just tired. Like, he just came home and was like, "I had a great night. I saw my mom, and I'm ready to get some sleep so I can go to school tomorrow." And it was so nice that for the first time, it didn't seem like he was pretending to be calm. He wasn't pretending to be relieved. Like, I could visibly see the tension leave his face. We're gonna send those gloves back where they belong. I think the symbol of violence, of defending yourself, of vulnerability, of aggression, I don't think we need it. A year ago, I couldn't find anything in this to romanticize. But 12 months later, we have a well-documented story of perseverance that neither of us will ever forget. Let's chat. Have a See. Do you remember this place?
Yes. Brings back some memories.
Do you remember that this is where you learned to skateboard?
Yes. I was so scared.
Were you mad at me when I was teaching you?
Not really.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I guess he doesn't remember it the way I thought he would. My version of things was a little bit different. There was a lot of frustration. There was a lot of falls. Fortunately, not a lot of blood. You know, the thing about romanticizing your life is it's your life. It's your struggle. It's your challenges. No one else is gonna put the time and effort into making it beautiful the way you do. And of course, it doesn't mean making it beautiful and posting it online. Maybe it's just finding the beauty in what is. What you look like is what you look like. Where you're from is where you're from. Your talents are your talents. Like sitting around and wishing you had other things that you don't. Like, I get it, you know, maybe we all want more of something, but you kind of have to embrace and love that which exists in your world. You know, it's funny. I grew up in a time before everyone had a cell phone. So I always thought it was like super corny to take selfies. I still kind of do. Like, I think it's corny for me to set up this camera and get this shot. Like, this is super lame. But then when I watch these videos back and I listen to the reflections and I see the memories and I see the smiles, everything else disappears and I remember why I do it. In fact, every time I've made him do hard things, he eventually gets frustrated, becomes uninterested, and wants to quit. Now, he won't call it quitting because that would disappoint his dad. And I always say, how you do anything is how you do everything. Because even though it's something you don't want to do, if you don't put a smile on your face, if you don't have a good attitude about it, you're not going to put the energy in it that you need to get what you want to get out of it. Do you remember when you used to always draw those stick figures? And then what would I say over and over and over again as I would go through your 6,000 pages of stick figures, because you're drawing them so fast, you're just going through notebooks left and right.
I did want to learn to draw.
But you were scared because it was hard. And you didn't want to admit that, right?
Yes.
You might not want to admit that something's difficult, but we all want the result of what comes from it. That's funny because this is kind of my favorite part of the process, where we look back at where we started, compare it to where we are, and then we forget about how difficult it was to get here. Or at least we don't remember it the way it actually happened. But that's fine. That's why we document the boring life of a single dad. Like, it's not exciting. Don't go to fun, exotic places. Just kind of doing what I need to do every day and moving forward. This place is more than a park. It represents a lot of trial and error, a lot of failure. If you don't romanticize the process, it's going to be hard to get up every single day and do hard things.